Hello and welcome to today's video. So this is going to be the second part of my boxing up some vintage Star Wars into some beautiful GW acrylic cases. So I didn't want the video last time to go too long, so we'll do the balance of it today, and it will include some of these smaller playsets as well as some more vintage carded figures. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, for this second video at this latest batch of GW acrylic cases, I've got a couple of smaller playsets first of all. Now, this is a Kenner MLC3, the mobile laser cannon. Absolutely cool little mini rig. This one is a bit of fun. Really stonking condition actually. I'm just going to give it a little wipe over with my duster here, just to take off any sort of dust before we pop it in its case. And yeah, the mobile laser cannon, pretty cool. This one's actually sealed, and I never got this one from the States. I did pick it up in the UK, and these mini rigs were sold well after Star Wars had its prime, to be honest, and they were readily available even in the sort of 90s, mid-90s. There was dealers with cases and cases of case fresh mini rigs, and I do wish I picked up more back then, certainly to get the whole lot, but it is what it is. This is one of the nicer ones, so I am really pleased to have it. Now, I believe that the case for it is this fella here, so I'm going to look a bit of a Charlie if it's not, but I believe I've got every single sort of mini rig variation that there is. So that looks to be the right size, and you'll notice at the back it's like a little sort of flap. So I believe we whack this one in by, I need to take off the edge first of all, which is this slider here. Now, I don't think I'm going to do all my mini rigs, but then again, they're so easy to protect with these great cases that maybe I will, Certainly I just had them sort of knocking around in a box. Oh, that fits beautifully. They've just been sort of knocking around in a box, so let's have a little look now. So I want to get this one in properly. Right into the little groove there. There we are. God, it just feels great when you actually pop it in. Look at that. That's all right, isn't it? Wow. Looks brilliant, doesn't it? Looks really, really good, I have to say. And it definitely adds a bit of heft to it, adds a bit of weight. But I think it's still fantastic. Brilliant. So that's that one. Let's do the Tauntaun. So this is a Tauntaun with the open belly. It's a little bit of packaging that's stuck to these cases because they're sort of static electric almost. Let's move those figures over, and let's have a look at the Palatoy Tauntaun. So I don't think I've got the solid belly Tauntaun. I've only got this sort of open belly version, but it's still a really, really nice sort of figure or accessory. Super common. I guess it was one of those ones, a bit like all the mini rigs. It wasn't like, say you were going to get your gran to get you a Star Wars gift for Christmas or your birthday. They wouldn't buy the biggest present like a Millennium Falcon or an AT-AT or something. But something like this, or maybe an X-Wing, something that was like mid-range would be within sort of a gift-giving price range, and that's probably why these are so popular. So there he is. Let's just so looking at him inside, it's all in the sort of situ, and it's got, looks like the instructions, but they do look a little beaten up, just a little bit creased and stuff. But interesting that it's got the Kenner ones, even though this was a Palatoy one. And that does sometimes happen, where the wrong instructions have been put in, or Palatoy didn't have any of their own ones left at the time. So that's interesting. I might keep an eye out to see if I can find dedicated Palatoy instructions. Anyway, I think that's as clean as we're going to get it. And we just need to pop it in the case now. So how does this one come off? Is it a slidey affair? Yeah, here we are. So this one just slides, the whole back panel slides out. This is quite a beefy little groove, that. And then I guess we want to have it this way round. Look at that. It is like a glove, isn't it? Let's feel the air popping out of it. And we'll slide this back in. Boom. Wow, look at that. Pretty darn cool, eh? Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? That's a good photo as well with the figures, isn't it, on the side? Like that as well. They're all good. The photos are excellent on these. So that's those two. Now we better do these action figures then. So the first one we've got, well, I'll do the one that's in the star case. So this one's in one of my old star cases now. As I've been upgrading them, I mean, they've been in these literally for 20 years, since star cases were invented, I guess. So they've done the trick. They've kept them getting damaged or dinked or any worse the wear. But the time has most definitely come to upgrade them. So this particular one, this TIE Fighter, Empire TIE Fighter part, I believe is going to need one of the bigger bubbles. And what a great card that is, isn't it? It's just brilliant. But it is going to need a bit of a dust over because it's quite, there's lots of layer of dust and that down the side. But because it's so black, sort of any little sort of marks are accentuated. There he is. Great, isn't it? Really, really nice figure, that. So I've got my duster here. I am going to pop just a tiny bit more polish on and dab it in so it's really well soaked in. And then we'll give this carded figure, I think so. It looks like it's the edge. It's maybe where the star case has not sort of hermetically sealed it, because I mean they don't do that, but that's come up quite nicely, so that's all right. The bubble looks pretty spanking, to be honest. There we are. Yeah, nice stuff. Actually, this is one of those ones with a sort of a glossy back, but the back's absolutely fine. There's no sort of marks or anything on that one. So I think that's actually pretty good. So that's good. Good to be cased. Now, as I said, I'm going to need to use one of the thicker cases, but that's fine, because even though these are predominantly designed for tri-logo figures, I've got EV99 to do later, and he obviously is so thin, he will fit in the smaller case that I've got. So let's slide this TIE Fighter pilot in. We'll see if he goes in normally or if I need to guide him with the ruler. No, I reckon I just lift him up like that. That was enough to get him in. So that's going to look great. There we are. Just look at that. How cool is that, eh? Wow. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Now the next one that comes to hand is Attitude Layer, I call her. Hands on hips. Huge bubble on this one. So once again, I'm not going to bother putting any more polish on, because what we've got is absolutely fine. I'm just going to give the card the once over. I mean, it's not a mint card. I'd say it's sort of like a 9 out of 10. It has been punched, but yeah, that doesn't bother me. It just means it was on the peg back in the day, and that's cool. Lovely stuff. Let's look at the bubble now. Looks pretty good to me. A few very minor surface marks, but the main job of doing this is just to get off any of the sort of dust and dirt that's accumulated since this one's been in my collection for decades, I guess. You know, nowadays over 30 years easily. There we are. So I need the bigger Tri logo case again, which is this one. Slip the bottom off here. Getting quite adept at these now. I'm not sure how many of my carded figures I've done now, but I'm not even a quarter of the way yet. Yeah, I mean, I have boxes of them still to do, so going to be a long old process. But anyway, that looks great. But yeah, Christian, if you're watching, this is a plea. Can you please do some sort of case that would encapsulate vintage paperbacks, rare vintage books? I think it would be fantastic. If you can come up with some sort of idea to sort of keep them in situ, it'd be brilliant. Anyway, there she is. Great stuff. Okay. Next to come to hand is EV99. So this is a Tri logo, but it's you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the bubble's yellowed on this one, which is unusual for a Tri logo, but maybe not unusual for this figure because it's an unusual shape. Could well be that all of them have gone like that over time. I don't know. But we'll just get this bit of any dust off. Like so. So it's actually, this one was pretty clean from what I could see. Oh, it's quite a cool figure, this one. I remember buying it at the time. So I've got my last slightly thinner case here, which is this one. Just going to slide Evie in. Yeah, is he going to go in at the top? Okay. Yeah, no issues there, because this is a pretty flat card, to be honest. There we go. Lovely. Couple more left to do. EV99 over there. Next up one we've got is Anakin Skywalker. So I don't know why I'm a little bit disappointed that I had so many of these through my hands, and I ended up getting Anakin with a 159 figure on, when in actual fact we had really mint uncirculated ones for, we used to sell them for £15 a pop in the shop, which didn't have the sticker on. They were much better than this. But anyway, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of polish. It's not polish, there's stickiness on there. So I'm actually going to put a tiny bit of polish directly onto that, because I'll give that a minute. That will eat into the glue that's on the front there, and it should take off that little bit of sticker residue. So obviously I'm just trying to clean these up as best I can before they go into their new homes. I gotta admit, when you get a few of these together, they just start looking fantastic. Really, really fantastic. There we are. So let's just see if that's made any difference to that mark. I'm hoping it's enough to take it off. Yeah, looking good. Yep, so it did that straight away. It's taken that sticker mark off, which is great. So it's a nice little tip there. We're not doing any harm to the figure. All we're doing is giving it a bit of a clean before it goes into its case. It's not being restored. It's just as if you just like cleaning off the dirt. And that may well have been an old dealer's sticker or something like that from years ago. That was put on at a toy fair. Anyway, on the whole, it's quite a flat one, this. Shame it's not the Power of the Force version. But as I said, I always remember we had stacks of these in the shop. And the main reason was because a guy we used to get a lot of toys from, called Steve Chamberlain, who I believe is around still as Global Collectibles. I don't know if he just does fairs or mail order. I really don't know, or just on eBay. I'm not sure. But Steve, I remember back in the day when you could still find this stuff. I remember him saying he was traveling all over Europe looking for. He'd stop in every little toy shop, village, wholesalers, because I think that was his normal job. He could go into wholesalers looking for old toys, and he came across a stack of about 3,000 Anakin Skywalker tri-logo figures, just like that, but without the 159 sticker on. They were absolutely mint. I think he paid about £1 a pop for them. So imagine that, 3,000 Anakin Skywalkers. This isn't one of them, though. This was probably one that I had either at the time or I picked it up at a toy fair, cheap, which is why it had that little bit of sticker mark on. There we are. But it's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind the 159 figures. I really don't. They're they are sort of authentic. And it's a sign of when they were sold at that price. There we are. But even so, it would have been nice, I guess, to have had it sort of without that figure. I don't know if it spoils it or not. I really don't. But most of my sort of last 16 UK figures are like that. Now I just got one more today, which is going to be the A-Wing pilot. It's a similar situation with this one, and in fact, this one's also got some sticker residue right on the bottom of the bubble there. Now, this bubble's been just a little bit there, but I'm going to just still do exactly the same treatment. Dropped a little bit of polish on there, which I'm going to allow to soak in whilst I do the rest of the card. So that's two. I do remember when you'd see, this is in the days when the Star Wars figures weren't exactly kept in cases on dealers' tables. They would put a tiny little sticker sort of on the top there, something that could be easily removed. But it looks like this one's had a bit of residue left over from that time, maybe. I don't remember buying this one cheap or at the time. I think this is one that I got later on in sort of my collecting adventures when I was trying to pop a collection together. Yeah, this has been a bit more stubborn, this bit. Let's just see. It's coming, but it's not coming very well. Almost. Yeah, there we are. Let's get a clean bit of cloth for the rest of it, just to buff it up. So, using very gentle strength there. That's got that bubble looking much, much better. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Lovely. There we are. So let's get this last somewhat flimsy figure into his case. Here he goes. Cool. Look at that. Like a glove. Like a glove. Lovely. Right, let's pull the camera out and have a look at the whole lot and see how they look. So there you go. That's all the ones that we've done today. And yeah, some more really, really cool figures there, and I really, really absolutely love them. However, what I think we should do, I'm going to put these together with the ones that we did last week, just to make an overall montage of loveliness. So let me go and do that now. Well, there they all are. This is from both the most recent episodes, and they do look absolutely fantastic, don't they? They really, really do look the business. Super pleased with those, and I cannot wait to get my new display area up and running. It's going to be within the next sort of month or so, and I will sort of film the process of it being assembled, and then everything that I've been able to get acrylic up, including the Death Star and my first 12 display, all the other figures and mini rigs and things that I've already got done, the land speeder and things like that, French carded. All of it's going to go out on display, and it's going to look flipping brilliant. And of course, I'll then be able to see how much space I've got to play with, because I'm hoping I can get at least this much out again, maybe even a bit more, with a bit of jiggery pokery and a bit of clever shelving. Anyway, there we are for today. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, do please leave a comment below. Do please consider subscribing for regular Star Wars content. There's already loads on the channel, and there's loads more still planned to come in the future. And I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.